As I recount this terrifying experience, I still feel the residual fear creeping up my spine and my heart pounding in my chest. This is the true story of when I got lost in the woods, a nightmarish ordeal that still haunts my dreams. It was a sunny autumn afternoon when 6 of my friends and I set out on a hiking trip to explore an unfamiliar trail nestled deep within a dense forest. Armed with backpacks filled with supplies, smartphones, and a spirit of adventure, we embarked on what we believed would be a thrilling journey. As we ventured deeper into the wilderness, nature's splendor enveloped us. The gentle sound of leaves rustling, the earthy fragrance of pine trees, and the vibrant colors of the foliage captivated our senses. However, as the hours passed and the sun began its descent, we realized that we had underestimated the length and difficulty of the trail. Panic slowly replaced our initial excitement. With darkness engulfing the forest, we decided to retrace our steps to find our way back to civilization. We followed the same path we had taken, but something was wrong. The landmarks that had been so distinct earlier were now obscured by the night. Fear began to seep through our veins as we realized we were lost. Dread overwhelmed us as we continued wandering aimlessly through the dark maze of trees. The once familiar surroundings now morphed into a labyrinth of uncertainty. Twigs cracking under our feet echoed like sinister whispers, while deep shadows seemed to conceal lurking horrors. As our morale dwindled, fear tightened its grip on our group, causing tensions to rise. Each footstep became a desperate plea to escape the clutches of the woods, while our phones offered no comfort, their batteries long depleted. The biting cold of the night air gnawed at our senses, reminding us of the urgency to find warmth and safety. Hours passed, and exhaustion gnawed at our bodies and minds. Hopelessness loomed over us like a dark cloud, suffocating our spirits. It was then that an unspeakable terror struck. From the depths of the woods, eerie cries echoed, chilling us to the bone. The cacophony of howls, growls, and screeches sent shivers down our spines. Our hearts raced as we realized something sinister lurked in these woods, something that was not eager for our safe return. In a desperate attempt to forge ahead, we stumbled upon an old, dilapidated cabin hidden amongst the trees. While it offered a glimmer of shelter, its decrepit state sent shivers down our spines. Nevertheless, with no other options, we cautiously entered, hoping for some respite from the horrors unfurling outside. Inside, we huddled together, shivering and clutching tightly to one another. As the night wore on, the chilling sounds of the forest clawed at the fragile door, as if begging for our surrender. The noise grew louder, more menacing, and we feared that our newfound shelter would soon be breached by whatever haunted these woods. But just as we were about to succumb to despair, a glimmer of hope emerged. The first rays of dawn pierced through the cabin's broken windows, gently casting light upon our trembling bodies. With newfound determination, we mustered the strength to step back into the daylight and continued our arduous journey. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, we stumbled upon a familiar trailhead. Exhausted, battered, and forever changed, we emerged from the forest, grateful for the taste of freedom and the safety of the outside world. Since that harrowing night, I've never forgotten the terrifying events that unfolded in those sinister woods. They serve as a chilling reminder of the fragility of our existence when we find ourselves lost in the darkness, surrounded by the unknown horrors that nature can unleash. Sure, here's an eerie true story from the perspective of a real person who got lost in the woods. It was a calm summer afternoon when my friends and I decided to go on a hiking adventure in the nearby forest. Excitement filled the air as we set out with our backpacks, water bottles, and cameras in hand, ready to capture the beauty of nature. Little did we know that our exhilarating adventure would soon turn into a bone-chilling nightmare. As we ventured deeper into the dense woods, a sense of isolation began to envelop us. The towering trees cast haunting shadows that seemed to dance around, whispering secrets. Initially, we laughed off our uneasiness, attributing it to our active imaginations. But as time went on, we couldn't ignore the looming sensation that something was amiss. While exploring a particularly eerie part of the forest, I accidentally tripped over a hidden root and sprained my ankle. Pain shot through my leg, making it impossible to put any weight on it. Fear accompanied the stinging pain as my friends realized that we were now both lost and injured. With the sun sinking lower in the sky, panic began to grip us. Our surroundings grew increasingly unsettling, the once vibrant greens now appearing dull and lifeless. Strange rustling sounds filled the air, making us jump at every unknown noise. We tried to navigate our way back to safety, following an inner compass that seemed faulty at best. Hours turned into an eternity as we stumbled through the underbrush, feeling as if we were caught in an endless loop. The sound of twigs snapping behind us sent shivers down our spines, as if something was silently stalking our every step. Shadows seemed to elongate and twist, as if the forest itself had come alive to toy with our sanity. In the depths of sheer desperation, as nightfall cast an impenetrable darkness upon us, we stumbled upon a decrepit, dilapidated cabin. The rusted door creaked ominously as we entered, seeking refuge from the terror that pursued us. Inside, a moldy smell clung to the air, and dim candlelight flickered eerily, casting unsettling shadows on the damp, rotting walls. Fear kept us awake, our hearts pounding with each thudding sound outside. Sleep came sporadically, only to be invaded by vivid nightmares that blurred the lines between reality and the supernatural. Strange whispers echoed through our minds, making it impossible to distinguish between our own thoughts and the eerie voices that seemed to emerge from the darkness. As dawn broke, casting a gray light through the cabin's grimy windows, we mustered up the courage to continue our quest for escape. Exhaustion etched deep lines on our faces, our bodies begging for rest and nourishment. We embraced each other, determined to make it out of this nightmare together. At long last, after what felt like an eternity, we stumbled upon a trail that led us back to civilization. Relief washed over us, but the memory of that harrowing experience would forever haunt our dreams. The forest had tested our will, our sanity, and our ability to survive the unknown. Years have passed since that fateful day, but the chilling whispers of the woods still haunt my thoughts. The realization that in the vastness of nature, we are but fragile and insignificant beings, always at the mercy of forces beyond our comprehension, will forever send shivers down my spine. I now tread cautiously through the woods, carrying with me the reminder that even in the beauty of nature, true horror can lurk. I'll do my best to create a frightening and realistic horror story based on a Lost in the Woods experience. One summer, my friends and I decided to go on a weekend camping trip deep into the densely forested region of our state. We were all excited to immerse ourselves in nature, away from the hustle and bustle of everyday life. Little did we know that our adventure would take a dark turn that would haunt us forever. We arrived at the campground, which was situated amidst a majestic forest. The towering trees leaned towards one another, creating a dense canopy that blocked most of the sunlight. The air was still, and an eerie silence filled the atmosphere. As the sun began to set, we gathered around the flickering campfire, sharing stories and laughter. However, it didn't take long for us to notice a strange feeling creeping upon us. It felt like an invisible hand was tugging at our senses, urging us to leave. Ignoring our growing unease, we decided to explore the surrounding woods the next day. Equipped with maps, supplies, and boundless enthusiasm, we set off into the unknown. The forest seemed captivatingly beautiful at first, with its lush foliage and vibrant wildlife. But soon, we realized that we had been walking in circles. Panic set in as we couldn't find our way back to the campsite. As the hours wore on, the cheerful mood that had accompanied us earlier transformed into a silent terror. The forest became a labyrinth, and every step we took only deepened our confusion. No longer confident in our navigation skills, we realized that we were truly lost. Nightfall arrived, shrouding the forest in a thick curtain of darkness. The once tranquil woods now seemed sinister. Whispers emanated from the shadows, and unseen creatures skittered around us. Fear gripped our hearts, gripping tighter with each passing minute. Suddenly, we noticed a dim light flickering through the trees, a small beacon of hope amidst the encroaching darkness. We hurriedly followed it, hoping it would lead us back to civilization. But instead of finding salvation, we stumbled upon an ancient, decrepit cabin buried deep within the woods. Reluctantly, we decided to seek shelter inside, hoping to wait out the night and continue our search for an escape route in the morning. The cabin creaked and groaned as the wind whispered haunting melodies through its cracks. The air was thick with the scent of damp wood and decay. Inside the cabin, we found remnants of past inhabitants, their lives encapsulated in tattered photographs and journals. The walls seemed to whisper secrets to us, urging us to leave immediately. But it was too late. The door closed behind us, trapping us within this unholy sanctuary. Throughout the night, strange noises echoed through the cabin. Shadows danced on the walls, whispering malevolently. Some of us claimed to hear footsteps, others felt a chilling presence brush against their skin. Sleep became impossible as our hearts raced and our minds conjured horrors. At the first ray of dawn, we stormed out of that cursed cabin, desperate to escape its clutches. Miraculously, we stumbled upon a group of hikers who guided us back to our campsite. We left the forest behind with a newfound appreciation for life and a lingering fear etched into our souls. To this day, we are haunted by that unforgettable experience, forever cautious of the wood's silent enchantment, and eternally grateful that we escaped its terrifying grip. Remember, when venturing into the depths of nature, be wary, for the forests hold secrets darker than you could ever imagine.